Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are wondering where I am, maybe let me show you a little bit of this. I am in Tsaritsino, one of my favorite places in Moscow. Many of you already know. I have to tell you that after over a month of being here, since Moscow is a beautiful, absolutely beautiful, but quite intense city, it's a lot of noise, and this is my favorite place to come here. Not far away from the center, about 20 minutes trip by metro, the green line that I take, and I end here to relax a little bit. So guys, we will be walking down. I will be showing you some really lovely nature here in Tsaritsino. Maybe this way, it's less steep. So there is a lot going on in the United States, and there are some informations about seizing Russian assets, I believe. I will be giving you the articles in a second. But before I do this, I would like to tell you that tomorrow, and that is Wednesday, 24th of July, I have a live stream scheduled with Mrs. Lynette Zhang. Many of you probably know her. She's a financial expert. We will be having conversation for the first time on my YouTube channel, which I'm really excited about. It will be 9 a.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Moscow time. So tune in. The link is already attached in the community page. And also I would like to ask those of you who appreciate my content and are frequent watchers, or maybe you come across my channel and you decide to subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Just to remind you, it's free of charge. And also hitting the likes under the videos or live streams is very important for the content to be recommended by YouTube. So when you do it, again, it doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me a lot, and also my guests, whose knowledge and expertise is more seen by the people. So let me stop for a moment and see what I have for you today. Well, first and foremost, let me tell you that I spent quite a long time yesterday watching the Secret Service Director Kimberly Chittle. I don't know, for some reason her name Chittle sounds like a cheater to me. Very similar, isn't it? So she was under the fire of questions from all senators in regards to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. And can I just tell you, boy oh boy, this woman, if people don't see what she is trying to cover up, is just beyond. The questions were incredible, they were on point, they were precise, and just few points here, few bullet points from those questions. So apparently she denied several requests for extra security for this event, for the rally on July 13th. I believe, yeah, it was 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania for Trump. Jill Biden had more protection, more cover, with only 400 guests. I think it was also in Pennsylvania, in some casino. And those guests, I think it was fundraising, some Italian families or something like that. So she actually got much higher number of security for 400 guests in casino, that is a building, it's not an open space, than Trump did with his rally that was apparently around, if not over 20,000 people in an open space, okay? Doesn't it tell you, like, what the heck is going on? So there was a lot of incredibly straight to the point questions. Of course, none of them she really answered, and she was always referring to the FBI investigation that is currently going on. She was not able to provide any numbers, any details, and actually even asked about how tall is Donald Trump. She didn't even know exactly his height. Isn't it something? And she is the director of the Secret Service, and she's paid by American taxpayers. So guys, let's go first to Kamala, because I have few statements here. I think we will start with Kamala. Let me see what else I have. I have some updates about the creature of Biden. And then I have a very lengthy article that I really would like to read to you, because I written this down about 2 days ago, the day before yesterday. And it's about how much money Biden's campaign was spending in comparison to Trump's campaign. So we will talk about money. But let's start with Kamala Harris. I'm not going to read you the whole speech that she gave yesterday at the front of the White House with another freaking show. But what I will tell you is a statement that she made during, I think it was it like a press conference? I think it was in Delaware. Let me just tell you what she said. So apparently, I mean, I can tell they are already working on her. Some body language experts and some speech experts, because the way how she was handling the words and approaching the audience, regardless of the number of those people, was a little bit better than she normally does. So she says this: "I know Donald Trump's type." Let me quote now Kamala, because this will be probably the being, the creature, because that's another creature, if you don't know, who we will be referring to a lot in the near future, the next months. Before I was elected as United States Senator, I was the elected Attorney General, as I have mentioned, of California. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. In those roles, I took on perpetrators of all. And she paused, of course, referring to Trump, right? And the audience, regardless of the number, was cheering her on this. Let's continue. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who rip off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type, and in this campaign I will proudly put my record against his. That's what she said. So guys, we will see an absolute shit show in the next weeks and months, because I'm sure there is a lot of things that will be discovered about her, for sure, and many secrets will come out. So let's buckle up, everyone. Biden to return to the White House after COVID, let me just call it Schmovit, isolation on Tuesday. So today it's a big day, everyone, because the creature of Biden, whatever is left remaining of that creature, is going to show up. Washington, July 23rd, today, US President Joe Biden will return to the White House on Tuesday from his residence in Delaware, where he is isolating after contracting, that's how I say, Schmovit, according to his schedule for the day. He's coming back to the White House after those symptoms were almost gone on Monday, according to his doctor. The US president tested positive on July 17th, so just 4 days after the attempt on Trump's life, the Schmovit hit the creature of Biden. I mean, you know, you don't even know at this point if you want to laugh or cry or vomit or drink. I don't know. You don't know. From TASS, this is serious article. Biden delegates certain Russia-related functions to Secretaries of Treasury State. So let's go through this. July 23rd, today, US President Joe Biden delegated to the Secretaries of, let me just change the page, Secretaries of the Treasury and the State some of his authority under the legislation that provides for the confiscation of frozen Russian assets, the White House said in a statement. So now Biden washes his hands out of the responsibility, or whose hands he's washing, I mean. I don't even want to, I'm too visual for those things. So now who will be in charge? Yellen and Blinken? Well, it looks like, according to the statement, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and US Secretary of State Antony Blinken were given the functions related to confiscation of frozen Russian assets in favor of Ukraine. Yep. Biden signed bills in April that would allow the US to seize, if I mispronounce again, sorry, to steal, that's how I say, to steal frozen Russian assets and provide further military aid to Ukraine, Israel and Taiwan. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, my favorite lady, this is what I say, not in the article, said that Moscow will immediately take retaliatory steps if the West confiscates Russian assets. She described the West's intentions to use the proceeds from frozen Russian assets in favor of Ukraine as cynical and criminal. Of course, it's stealing money, isn't it? So now Yellen will be doing this and Blinken. For new guitars, I don't know what Yellen collects or uses, I have no idea. So since we are on the topic of money, let's follow this money. This is an article from Politico that I was preparing for you 2 days ago. It's from July 21st. But for some reason I just didn't record the video 2 days ago. So let me read you. It's a little lengthy, but I hope you don't mind, since we are in a beautiful nature place and it's not loud. Biden was far outspending Trump, with little to show for it, even before the debate. This is the title of this article. If you have come across this, great. If you haven't, stay with me. Even before the debate, Biden was spending huge sums trying to stay afloat, while Trump hoarded cash. President Joe Biden's campaign outspent former President Donald Trump nearly 6-1 in June. But the massive spending differential helped Trump's operation extend its cash advantage, underscoring the vastly different financial and political realities of the two campaigns at the key moment in the cycle. Biden has raised more than Trump, both in June and over the entire cycle, but his campaign has spent massive amounts trying to stay afloat, including tens of millions on advertising in the battleground states, with little effect in the polls. At the same time, with less than 4 months until the election, Trump has built up little in-house campaign infrastructure, but he is sitting on a mountain of cash. Just to sidetrack for a moment while it's still in this topic, you remember a few days ago Elon Musk announced that he will be monthly, not once, monthly, so for the next several months, contributing to Trump's campaign $45 million. 45, like the 45th president, right? That's the number to Trump's campaign each month. So new 6.3 million also. I just want to say, this is also sidetracking from this article. 6.3 million, or maybe more now, was raised for the victims of the shooting in Pennsylvania, right? Those people who were in the audience during the rally. 6.3 million was raised. But let's continue with the campaigns. New campaign finance reports filed with the Federal Election Commission late Saturday showed just how deeply the two campaigns diverge. So the latest reports covered through June 30th, reflecting the weeks before Biden's poor debate performance and its immediate aftermath. They predate more recent upheaval, including the assassination attempt against Trump, the Republican National Convention, and a growing chorus of Democrats calling for Biden to withdraw from the race, events that have further cemented Trump's position while deeply shaking Biden's. This article came out before before they resigned Biden. You know, he didn't resign himself, they resigned him, right? So, before they resigned Biden, this was the article. The reports show the cash differential between Biden and Trump has been driven primarily by spending after the post-conviction surge helped Trump erase Biden's cash advantage in May. Trump's fundraising slowed slightly in June. Now it's again hugely up in July after this attempt on his life. Biden's fundraising, meanwhile, picked up, although that trend has not continued into July, with both large and small dollar fundraising cratering amid concerns about Biden's age and ability to stay on the ticket. That slowdown, which won't be reflected in public filings for another month, has some Democrats hoping a different candidate could energize donors headed into falls. Now we have Kamala. They will be trying to present her as the best investment, right? Even as Biden put up a strong fundraising month in June, or Jill did, right? His campaign reported spending a whopping nearly $60 million. So they spent already $60 million. I mean, think about it, like people really donate. Isn't it crazy? They do. Trump's official campaign committee, by contrast, spent just $10 million in a month, more than 2/3 of which was on direct mail. All told, the Biden campaign ended June with just shy of $96 million in the bank, while Trump's campaign reported $128 million left in its campaign account. So now we are talking businessmen and corruption men. I mean, there are many men behind him, right? 10% for a big guy, another percent for another big guy, and so on and so on. So in June, Trump had $128 million left and Biden had $96 million. Both men also rely on sprawling, I think that's the right way to say it, sprawling political operations that include joint fundraising committees and the national parties, including those groups. Trump's entire operation had $281 million in cash at the end of June, compared to $237 million for Biden. So Biden always short, huh? Let's go a little bit so you have some views, guys. The Democratic National Committee also outspent the Republican National Committee in June with $26 million to $19.4 million, with the RNC achieving a cash-on-hand advantage for the first time this cycle after rising a whopping nearly 67 millions compared to 39 millions for DNC. So you have $67 million for RNC and you have 39 for DNC. You know, maybe there will be a new report coming out at the end of this month, July, when I'm sure Trump, if not tripled, probably at least doubled those numbers. I'm sure, because people just went wild after that assassination attempt. So we have this. Trump's limited spending reflects in large part how much activity his campaign has ceded to outside groups. Dozens of staffers who were on his campaign payroll a few months ago are now paid by the RNC. And super PACs continue to spend heavily to help him, including a new super PAC director and his allies, America PAC, that is spending millions on paid canvassing. I don't know how to say those words. Canvassing. By far, the biggest difference between Trump and Biden has been spending on advertising. So this we will do in a second after I pause those cute kids. So, by far, the biggest difference between Trump and Biden has been spending on advertising. While Trump's campaign has spent little on paid media, Biden's campaign spent another $48 million on advertising in June, making it easy the campaign's largest expense category. Guys, like for real, $48 million on advertising. What kind of... and it's not even successful. And he now is dropping out of this race. Do you see this? So, yeah. The Biden campaign has been spending tens of millions of dollars each month on advertising since March. So 3 months, a quarter. Yet the massive paid media push has seemed to do little for the president and public polling. So polls still down, in spite of $48 million spent on advertising. While Trump's campaign has not spent significantly on ads, let me just sit here, has not spent significantly on ads, the Super PAC Make America Great Again Incorporation has been running them mostly in Arizona and Pennsylvania. That group raised another $22 million, with $15 million of that coming just from 3 sources. $15 million from 3 sources. Okay, and who gave that $15 million? Nevada real estate magnate Robert Bigelow, I think that's how you say his last name, and former WWE CEO and Trump administration appointee Linda McMahon each gave $5 million. The PAC also got another $5 million from an affiliate of Reynolds American, the tobacco company, and ended June with $113 million cash on hand. A pro-Biden Super PAC also continued to rake in cash in June. And they raised $32.8 million, with $15 million of that total coming from its non-profit arm and $5 million from another Democratic Super PAC, Democracy PAC. It reported just shy of $122 million cash on hand. You know, when I'm reading all of this, it's like we are talking about such a huge sums of money, right? But it's like, for them, this is like $1, $2, and then you have people who don't have enough money literally to buy food or pay the bills, and we becoming like numb to, we're just reading this, like 122 million or this or this. You know, when you think about it, like, you know, even owning a home, how many people cannot afford to buy a house? How many people are not able to even, you know, pay for the rent? This is just crazy. This is, when you read this, you're like, wow, right? And he just blew it. Like, he blew $45 million for advertising, and his numbers were still like tragic, and they were actually lying that they are less tragic, that they were tragic, and now he's no longer running, I mean literally walking, existing in the race. Yeah, so there you have it. I'm sorry if I mispronounce, as I always do, many words, but the article is down below this video in the description box, so just click there. And I will end with a comment that was left after my last solo video that I recorded on Saturday, and it was about the Ukrainian legion that will be apparently trained in Poland, right? And someone left the comment, Polish training means they are trained by Canada or US or British, or all others are clown trained troops. Your troops and border guards will be trained in the vein of Canadian troops. All troops serving in Estonia and Latvia are led by Canadian officers, US, UK, and they are failures in their training. So there you have this. We see how this project will be executed. We will see. So that's all I have for you today. I will end this video in this beautiful spot, and I'm gonna just turn off my phone for the next hour or so and just enjoy the silence. Was it Depeche Mode? Enjoy the Silence? I think so. It wasn't my favorite band, but I think it was Enjoy the Silence, right? Song. Guys, that's all I have for you today. Make sure to hit this like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave the comments down below. See you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Moscow time, during my live stream with Mrs. Lynette Zhang. We will talk about money, precious metals. We will probably touch on crypto, stock exchange situation with the future, financial systems, and what to expect, and how soon are we to this new reality for all of us. So that's all for today. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, AniaK_44. There's only, I think, about 80 people to reach 7,000 followers, which would be lovely when I'm still here in Russia. Also, if you would like to support my work, the best way is by becoming a member of this channel. You can click join underneath this video, become my supporter on Locals, and also by buying my book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Ania K. The links are down below as well, and you can also donate on PayPal if you feel like. Lots of love, and remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. Have a great day, guys, and I see you tomorrow.